The Dr. Ray Podcast is a co-production of Ave Maria Radio and EWTN Radio. Here's today's monologue with Dr. Ray Guarendi.
When I was 18, yes, I just missed the draft for World War I. Teresa Tomeo was already a nurse serving somewhere in Europe. I was a freshman at Case Western Reserve, and I was being, what do they call it when fraternities rush you? They rushed me to join their fraternity. Now, the fraternity was the Phi Delta Thetas, the jocks on campus. And one of the things they asked me was to go with them to the weight room. I'd never been to the weight room. Really hadn't. When I was in high school, you didn't have much in the way of weights when I was in high school. We had one kid who lifted weights. We thought he was just this Hercules. So they put me on a bench, and they put 125 pounds on the bar. And I thought, what am I going to do with this? I was 155 pounds, graduated high school 155. By the way, a little aside. If you want to know pretty much your ideal weight, what did you weigh at age 22? 22, you were full grown. Now, again, if you weren't carrying extra weight at 22, if you just were you at 22, what was your weight? Especially guys. What was your weight? Because a lot of guys say, oh, no, I just, you get a little bigger as you get older. I get kind of thicker. Yeah, that's what happens. I get kind of thicker when I get a little bit older. So, that was your weight. So, I got under the bar, and they said, well, see what you can do. Now, I was this stubby little Italian with alligator arms. You know, when you got alligator arms, you can bench more. And I did 125 pounds several times. I was kind of shocked. It's like, wow, that was kind of neat. That was sort of fun. Can I lift with you guys when you come down here in the weight room? Sure. So at age 18, I started lifting weights, and good Lord permitting, many decades later, I'm still lifting. Now, there's a lot of things about lifting weights, and again, that's a little misleading, because when you hear lifting weights, back then, most of what you lifted was free weights, barbells, dumbbells, plates. Not now. There's all kinds of machines that are very safe, very easy to use. You stick a pin in. You don't have to move the plates. You don't have to do any of that stuff. Where am I going with this? I'll tell you where I'm going with this. About a week from now, where I lift with my brother and a couple of friends, place is going to be jammed. People will come from every direction in some kind of New Year's resolution to get fit. And we patiently wait. We've seen this year after year. Long about early week in February or so, it thins back out. Because that initial surge, that enthusiasm fades. Now, how do you get it to stay? Well, there's a couple things I'd like to talk to you about. First of all, the research is becoming more and more intense, more and more confirming that one of the best things you can do for yourself is build physical strength. You don't have to be a bodybuilder. You don't have to be a power lifter. Matter of fact, I recall reading a study of folks in nursing homes in their 80s. They put them on a 12-week weight training program. They doubled, in some cases even tripled, their strength at age 80. The simple rule of gaining strength: if you've done nothing, and this I'm speaking to the ladies in particular, if you've done nothing really physical to test yourself, the normal motions of day-to-day living, but I'm talking actually saying to your muscles, okay, let's see what you got in you. Never done that. You will, by far, make the most gains when you start. Within 2 months, you will be minimally double your strength. Minimally. I guarantee it. You heard it here. You could be triple. You will be, perhaps, a little disappointed at how light you have to start. You think to yourself, I didn't realize that my upper body was that weak. I can't even do one little plate on this machine here. I put the pin in, but even that's heavy. That's okay. You're gonna blow by that in a few weeks. You are. Trust me. Why the strength? Because the research is just pouring in that so many physical problems can be offset by increased strength. Your joints. Some people have watched their arthritis really subside. Joints that are weak get strengthened with the muscles around them strengthening that joint. You can get out of a car a lot easier. Those steps are nowhere near as hard to take. You can grab a grocery bag out of the trunk, and you don't have to drag it over the lip of the trunk. You can actually pick it up. Everything seems lighter, including your own body. Now, why don't we do it? Well, let me give you a couple more tips. One, you don't have to be there for 5 days a week. You get the young people coming in, well, today's leg day. I'm going to do legs. Tomorrow I'm going to do chest day. Tomorrow's chest day. And they've got 9 different chest exercises. You don't have to do that. I stopped doing that years ago. What you do is you have one full body workout. You exercise the main muscles. And you get somebody there to help you out, because if you don't know what you're doing, or you can read up on it. It's real easy. Twice a week. You can do it probably in a half an hour, maybe 40 minutes. Why? Because you don't have to do 4 sets. You don't have to get on the little machine, the chest machine, and then you do a set of 10 reps, and then you wait 2 minutes and you do another set of 10 reps, and you wait 2 minutes and you do... No, you don't have to do any of that. You do one set to exhaustion. That means the last few, you're pushing yourself. A lot of times I come in there and I'm watching somebody on a machine, and let's say they're going to repeat this particular movement 15 times. So they start out at 1. That's very easy for them. And by the time they get to 15, it's just as easy as it was at 1. They're wasting their time totally. You want to get to the point, whether you repeat yourself 8 times, 10 times, 12 times, 15 times, even 20 times, that those last few strain you a little bit. You don't have to kill yourself, but you definitely have to know that you pushed yourself. You pick 7, 8, 9 exercises. One for your chest, one for your arms, maybe one for your back, one for your legs. Different exercises. You can pick them. Just Google it. DuckDuckGo it. Body workout. Most efficient. Main exercises. That's all. This can probably be one of the best things you can do for yourself. It has effects all across the board in your day-to-day life. Well, I don't want to get bulky. I don't want to go in there and get bulky. Ladies, you're not. 1, you don't have the hormones for it. 2, if you're older, it is harder to build muscle than when you were 25. Right now, I lift every bit as hard as I used to, but I'm getting weaker. Why? Because I'm getting older. And there's no way to stop the natural regression that occurs in muscular strength. But here's an interesting point, and I'll close with this. They've done studies that roughly, and again, these are predominantly for men, but I think you could extrapolate this to the ladies. They've done studies that peak physical strength, perhaps not endurance, but physical strength for a guy, somewhere between 30 and 35. And then it goes down about 1%, roughly, per year, up to 55 or so, if you don't do anything. If you do, if you actually spend some time making sure that you're building your strength, you can hold that all the way out. My brother is 55 years old. we saw some video of us when we were lifting about 15, 18 years ago. He's using the exact same weights then as he is now. He's 55. He hasn't really started the decline yet. But, so, just a couple pointers to push on you a little bit for your own well-being, and it's emotional too.
More of Dr. Ray's Manologues can be found on his website, drray.com. Manologues, as well as full-length programs that the doctor is in, can be heard at AveMariaRadio.net and EWTN.com/radio.